Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is Paddock Live. Now, that's Joe Smith. You might be thinking, what sort of a sad United channel, right? That call yourself United fans, focuses on Manchester City losing a Champions League semi-final for practically an entire show. I'll tell you which one. This United fan, this channel, this is what I'm going to talk about.
How sad
I am that
pathetic do you have to be where your season is so down in the dumps that the best you felt all year is another team losing a game? This fucking sad! That's how sad you have to be. Manchester City were 1 minute away from being in the Champions League final. They were ahead by 2 goals on aggregate, and Everton had fucking beat them. Can you believe it?
No,
the commentator at one point said, "This is the greatest Champions League comeback I've ever seen."
Right.
Sorry. What?
No, because, Joe, it is the greatest comeback because drawing a semi-final, coming back with 2 goals to draw a semi-final, you can't get better than that.
No.
How can you get better than that?
Man United scoring 2 goals in 2 minutes to win a
final and do the treble is not better than that.
No.
It can't be.
Brilliant.
I mean, come on. It's just been one of those seasons where I'll take any crumb. And yes, you know what? The Scousers might go and do the quad. And when that happens, then I'll put my head back in the oven. But until then, I'm enjoying tonight because it is funny. It's funny watching Pep Guardiola not win the Champions League again. It's funny watching all the City fans celebrating because they thought they were through. All the commentators going on about how Pep got his subs right and how wonderful City are and how it's time to give them credit and how they're breaking their Champions League hoodoo and all that sort of jazz when they've ended up in exactly the same situation as United in the sense that neither of us are going to win the Champions League this season.
Pep Guardiola got his subs right because Jack Grealish missed 2 absolute sitters and then got kicked out of the Champions League. That's how good his subs were. That's how good those subs were. Jack Grealish fucked him into the bin.
And then Carlo Ancelotti takes off carrying Benzema because he knows, like, listen, let's just tighten up the ship now. And he gets over the line. Get involved in the comments. Are you reveling in this like we are? Because let's face facts, there's not much to shout about this season, so I'll take it where we can get it. Or are you going to be like, come on, lads, what are you on about? Tell us some more about some transfer rumours.
It is embarrassing.
I don't care.
It is embarrassing that this is where we are as a club.
I've been like this since 2014. I've not like this isn't new to me. No. Honestly, 2014, right? Steven Gerrard slips. City win the league. And we're all buzzing at he slips. We're doing memes, we're doing Istanbul memes and all that, knowing that that's helped City win the league, but it stops the Scousers winning the league. So it's funny. We were in a position where me and you, Bags and everyone, were talking earlier, and it was going to be a situation in the final where you could either have City win their first ever Champions League, or potentially Liverpool win the quadruple. That's awful. Either of those 2 options are just dreadful. Now at least we can sit and watch that final or find out the score with a bit of hope that we've got a team that can do something to stop it being horrible. Because, as you were saying earlier, there's still a slight, slim chance that City win only 1 trophy and Liverpool only win 1 trophy.
It is possible.
Yeah, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, that City just win the Premier League and Liverpool just win the League Cup. What a season that would be. And again, we can all sit back here and go, yeah, but this probably makes the chance of Liverpool winning the quadruple higher. It does. Let's be honest, it does.
I think City now are going to struggle in the league. I think that's so deflating for them.
As it stands, Liverpool have only won 1 trophy and City cannot win the Champions League. So let's just enjoy that for a moment, shall we? Because otherwise we can be here all day wondering about what might be. But it's possible that Liverpool win 1 and City win 1. And I'm holding on to that.
What was it? We were watching the game. What was it like for you when those goals went in? Like, because
I loved it.
Yeah, I thought
it's embarrassing
weird.
to say this. I celebrated that Real Madrid goal.
Yeah, I did.
We all jumped up and cheered.
I couldn't believe it because I was like, you know when you have one of them, right?
Gross, innit?
Have you ever had one of those games where your head falls off? Like proper goals.
You almost went tonight.
Like, because I remember when we played Liverpool and Berbatov got his hat-trick.
Yeah.
Liverpool got back to 2-2. I lost my mind. I was in the family stand as well, got tickets in there, and I nearly got chucked out. I was like, I'm done with football. Like, gone. My head just went for some reason. It was like, we're throwing this game away, letting them get back in it, and then Berbatov scored the winner. When I was getting to them levels tonight, I thought, I can't do this anymore. Like, football, I can't do it. I can't sit watching Champions Leagues with City and Liverpool while we're finishing 6th, you know, scraping wins over, or not even scraping wins, getting beat off Everton and bloody drawing Watford, whatever. I don't need to go into all that. And I just thought, I can't do it anymore. No. And like, okay, it's going to be awful if Liverpool win the treble or the quadruple. There's probably more horrible days to come. But it's funny, isn't it, tonight?
Yeah, it is funny. And especially because Pep's got this reputation of bottling it, of getting to these big occasions and losing to Leon, and losing to, was it Monaco? Were they under him? Was that before
I don't know.
Pep?
I know it was
But
Leon, Tottenham,
Yeah.
Chelsea. Madrid, to be fair, are the first ones where you go, okay.
But they were 2 goals up with 1
but
minute
the way,
to play.
the nature of it. Like,
I was messing. We watched it through there. This was meant to be like, we were meant to be live at 10, right? And then it got pushed back. But we were watching it through there. And I said, I ain't seen in ages, like half jokingly, I hadn't seen a team get 2 goals in 2 minutes in the Champions League, messing about. And then they scored the first one. And then I kept saying it, I hadn't seen a team do that in ages. And then they got the second one, and it was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? It was good. It was good. And then the penalty as well. And it's Diaz, clear penalty. No question about it.
Because Baggers went all quiet, didn't he? Because we were watching it with Baggers.
He'd seen
the tweet. He'd seen someone tweeting.
What are people saying in the comments, Jay? What are people saying? Because there's got to be some good reaction here.
There's
very few things United fans can be excited
Craig
about.
Norwood tweeted as well, my mate Craig. He used to be like the transfer guru, and he was like Mr. ITK. And he doesn't tweet anymore, and he's just tweeted some ducks.
Nice.
Quacky. It's his first tweet since December. This is Christmas Day, 2021. And then his next tweet is this one tonight. In the comments, we've got loads of people just saying Hala Madrid. Harry Lalo says Hala Madrid. Jane Joe's adopted son Benjamin says get in. Nicholas saying, buying that Champions League trophy, isn't it, Little City?
It's hard for a minute.
Tamu Beloyi says, Jack Grealish, what a joke of a player, 100 million, that's why I don't want Rice near Man United. Avoid English overpriced players. May I have a point? I don't look at Grealish and go, that affects my opinion on Rice, but I do think you're right, we haven't got 100 million spent on him. Luis Neves, hey Louis, says, I love this game. Wesley Revens asked the question, so can Madrid stop the Scousers? If you look at the way this has gone, when you look at the nature of Madrid's wins, there is a little bit of me that thinks that it feels like it's their year. Because the PSG game, to come back when they looked like they were dead and buried, then again, the Liverpool game, the City game at the Etihad, City nearly went like 3-0 up after 20 minutes, wasn't it? I think was it
2 goals up 3 times.
Yeah,
or two
times. And then they could have made it 3-0, and then Madrid get a goal back, and then there's just that little bit of hope. And then tonight, it's done, it's over.
Yeah.
Like you've got, I think there was 6. The ball went up with 6 minutes. It's still 2-0 City or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then, or 1-0 City, sorry, on the night. And then Madrid, you said it, didn't you? You said we've not seen 2 quick goals for a while. It's not been that sort of madness. And we got it tonight.
So who have Liverpool played in the Champions League so far? Villarreal. Who was it before that?
Was it Benfica for Liverpool?
Benfica before that. And then who was it before that in the round of 16? Or was it Benfica first?
Yeah, it was. I'll have a look now.
Sorry.
It's all right.
But it's been a relatively easy run for Liverpool, hasn't it? Was it Atletico? No, that was City, wasn't it?
No, City have had the more difficult one.
Yeah.
Because Liverpool had Atletico in the groups, Porto, Milan. All, I think they won them all. They won all those games as well. Then they had Inter in the round 16.
Pretty easy.
Won 2-0 away at Inter and lost at home, funnily enough, but went through on the away, not the away goals, just on the aggregate. Then Benfica, a winnable game, they did it. Villarreal, there was a little bit of a slight glimmer last night, wasn't there, with Villarreal.
And you look at the absolute gauntlet that Real Madrid have had to face.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've got that in front of you.
I can get it up, yeah.
City in the semi-final, PSG in the quarter-final as well. Like, it's been a difficult run for them.
It does feel like shades of United in '99, doesn't it? When you have those runs, and it's like, because Real Madrid, they had Inter in the groups. That was the only team of note. There's Sheriff and Shakhtar Donetsk. Paris.
Yeah. PSG.
Chelsea.
Yeah, I forgot, of course. PSG, Chelsea, City. So you beat the kings of France who have spent billions to try and win the Champions League.
When as well, don't forget, they were 2-0 down at one point.
Yeah.
Weren't they? I think it was 1-0 in Paris, and then didn't Paris take the lead in Madrid?
Yeah, I think they did.
So they were 2-0 down, and then Karim Benzema does what he does this season constantly and just got us the winners.
Then they beat the current reigning Champions League holders in Chelsea. Then they beat arguably the best team in Europe in Man City.
Yeah.
Now they've got the other arguable best team in Europe in Liverpool. If they win it, I mean, other than the fact United's group was harder in '99, that's one of the most difficult runs ever.
It is, you're right, because those are all I think the 2 best teams are Liverpool and City in the world at the minute, or in Europe anyway, which is probably world, to be brutally honest. So if they beat both of them, then you've got to see, I'd still say 99.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because
Because United, bad group, group of death, then it was it, I can't remember now, Inter, Juve, 99. Oh no, it was Juve, it was Juve in the semi, wasn't it? And then obviously you had Bayern Munich again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, it will be one of the greatest achievements. I wonder as well, because they've already won the league. You can put them all in ice baths now, can't you?
Yeah.
Until whenever it is, 28th of May. Liverpool have got 3 more cup finals, as they say. I know, in the league. 4 and an actual cup final. Yeah. They have got a squad, we know that. They can rotate, and all those games in the league are winnable. I think the most difficult one they've got is Spurs. So,
that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, the funny thing is now it's all eyes on City stopping the Scousers winning in title number 20. That's what I'll be hoping City. Yeah. For the first time, and one of the few times I'll be hoping City actually win, because the Liverpool winning the quadruple would be awful. Simon Kelly says, no Champions League, no party for Liverpool via Real Madrid. Yeah. Jack Brady says, Liverpool quadruple is inevitable. Ravshan Ergashev says, lol, Evra. I don't know what's he done. What's Evra been doing? Has he been doing?
Something funny on Twitter, probably. On Instagram.
And then...
Get that sent over. Talking about Manchester City, talking about Pep Guardiola. Yeah. Should we talk a little bit about his legacy at Manchester City? Yeah. I think Adam McCullough has had a bit to say about it. We'll get to that in just a second. Yeah. But do you think that he will now be looked at as a not a failure, obviously, because he's won so many league titles, but what do you think the ownership are thinking about him? Because this keeps happening year after year after year, doesn't it? Where they get close but no cigar, close but no cigar. Like, I know United didn't win that many Champions Leagues under Sir Alex, less than we probably should have done with the amount of dominance we had. But they've been arguably the best team in Europe for 5-6 years in a row now. Yeah. And they just can't get it over the line in winnable positions. Yeah. The fact that they lost to Tottenham, the fact that they lost to Lyon, the fact that they've lost tonight is... It's just not really good enough, is it?
You know, it's funny you say that, because Fergie gets criticised sometimes because United dominated football, English football, for 26 years, whatever, 25 years, and won 2 Champions Leagues. And people say that wasn't enough, considering... Now, one thing I will say about Fergie, the only times we won the Champions League, in my opinion, were when we were the best team in Europe. Yeah. Like, literally player for player, we were the best team. 99, we had the best 11. And probably the best squad. When you look, we missed out Keane and Scholes in the final. In 2008, we had the best team again, best squad again, if you look at it, for me. 2009, we didn't. 97, when we got to the semis. 2011, we didn't. So when we missed out, we didn't. I think you can look, 2004, we were robbed with poor decisions or whatever. But when we were the best team, my point is, we won it. Now, Pep has won it twice when he's had the best team with Barcelona as well. But he's not won it with City when for me, he's had the best team in Europe for maybe 4 out of the last 5 years. Yeah. I think maybe Liverpool one year, you could say they had the better team. But he was certainly better than Chelsea, certainly better than Spurs, certainly better than Lyon.
Certainly better than Madrid.
Better than Madrid.
This is a good, it's a good Madrid team, but it's a Madrid team that is largely the same one that won it 4 years ago, but without Ronaldo.
I mean, you've got to give Ancelotti credit.
There's a couple of new players in there, but...
Ancelotti's just great with these sides, isn't he?
Yeah.
If Ancelotti wins it, it's his 4th Champions League win, isn't it?
That's amazing.
That's unreal. Yeah. In this, because I was thinking the modern era, it's a bit different. Because back in the days, people, it was just as difficult, but you could have easy runs or whatever. Nowadays, there's not many easy runs. You can get it now and again, but by and large, you get into the Champions League final, you're playing at least 2 top teams.
Yeah, unless you're Liverpool. But Ancelotti, the first manager as well to win Serie A, the Premier League, La Liga, the Bundesliga, and what's the 5th one? The top 5 leagues.
Paris, he's won French League. Jay and Joe's adopted son Benjamin has been a member of the first team for 5 months. Says, Jay and Joe, I'd like you guys to do the mini Sue. It goes chuckle for here, then calmly Sue. Ronaldo stays and up the paddock. Jay, you off Pepsi? Yeah, I'm off fizzy drinks for a little while, bro. Just doing a bit of health thing.
You almost went back on him tonight after that, though, didn't you?
Yes.
Jay, no. You've worked so hard.
Go on. What were you saying about? About Adam McCullough's been talking about Pep's legacy, sorry.
We talked a bit about Pep's legacy. Let's see what Adam McCullough has to say about Pep's Champions League history.
The board won't be happy. I think that's the fans' perspective. I think the question mentioned the board as well. The board wouldn't be happy. Like, they will want it. I mean, if you remember beforehand when they were kind of gearing up for Pep Guardiola's arrival years before he even got there, like invested in the academy, doing all those things. They've spent that money to win a European Cup, like to bring themselves to the top table. And I think they've even got like the added competition up. They probably want to do it before PSG and vice versa and all those kind of things. So the pressure will be there from the board. But I don't think the fans at this moment in time will feel like that.
That was Adam McCullough for Last Fan Standing, and that's with BetVictor. Make sure you're checking them out. He was making a point there about pressure on Pep, not really from the fans, maybe the board are looking at it and going, we want the European Cup, we want the Champions League, we're investing all this money. I don't think Pep's under pressure, personally. No. I don't think he's getting it from the board. I don't think he's going to get it from the fans. Fans will get annoyed. I think they'll question it. I know there was certain City fans who got annoyed last season in the final, where that midfield where there was no Fernandinho, no Rodri, I think, and basically Kante just took over, and you had Gundogan and De Bruyne and I think Foden in midfield or whatever it was. I can't remember, Silva, and it was a bit like, what's he done here? There's this reputation in there of him tinkering a bit too much in the Champions League when he's been at City, and maybe we'll get a little bit of stick from certain fans, and maybe a bit, a few pundits might criticise him, but his league record is ridiculous. Yeah, and it's no disrespect, and I know this might sound silly because we just took the mick out of him for ages, but someone goes into City and just keeps winning Premier League titles, they're not in trouble. No. Do you know what I mean? No one's going to go, oh, what's he doing? We need to get rid of him to get someone into in the Champions League. And also, he's got to a final, a semi-final. And is it 2 semi-finals in his time there? So he's come close. Yeah. So I don't think he's going to be. This isn't. City aren't Real Madrid. City aren't going to sack a manager who wins in Premier League titles.
No chance.
They're not going to do that. Like Real Madrid might, sack. Was it Fabio Capello when he won the Serie A, La Liga? They're not going to do that. Pep's at City as long as he wants to be. Yeah. So I don't really think he's under pressure. I think there just will be a few City fans who are going, why can't we get over the line?
Yeah. Do you think there will be a little bit of that, like? Is we're getting to the point now where it's becoming a thing. Like with PSG, it is firmly a thing that they crumble, and therefore they never look fully secure in any lead in the Champions League. City are getting to the point where they are just a notch below PSG in terms of they might well crumble here. They can't really rest and be safe in any lead in the Champions League. That is a problem though, isn't it, going forward? Trying to break that, not curse, but that kind of public opinion of you, and the players will feel that as well, of thinking, fucking hell, a lot of times we've messed this up here. Yeah, I'm worried that that's going to happen again. So that's pretty good.
I mean, Bags has just sent me the stats for City last, and we will move on to United in a minute.
Yeah, we will.
We were just quite euphoric after watching that. It's quite funny. So in 2016-17, they got to the last 16, went out to Monaco. Next season, quarter-final to the Scousers. The season after that, quarter-final to Spurs. Sorry, it was quarter-finals, not semis, as I said earlier. Season after that, quarter-final to Lyon. Last season, final to Chelsea. And then this season, semis to Real Madrid. Yeah. I actually thought they'd win it this season. I always think you need that experience of getting to the final sometimes. Because you remember, Chelsea got to the final in 2008, didn't they? They won it in 2012. So you had that experience. A lot of them players were there. So they've been to the final, they know what it's like. United in 97 got to the semis, was it? You get that experience getting to the later rounds. In 99 we won it. Again, in 2007 we got to the semi. 2009 we won it. Yeah. You get 2008. That. 2008, sorry. Yeah. 2008, you know what I mean? You have that thing, don't you? And then we also got to 2 more finals, didn't we? Where you just sort of, you're in the zone when it comes to it. You've got that experience, you know what it's like.
And that's what Real Madrid have got.
Yeah.
They're the perfect example of that. Yeah. They are so able to sit in the moment of a big game, a big cup match. City looked a bit antsy to me. Do you know, the fact that Jack Grealish missed those 2 chances? I'm not saying if he'd have won a Champions League before, they go in definitely, but it's the sort of chances that at the biggest moments, players who have had that experience in the past don't fuck those up. Yeah. Whereas Jack Grealish has never had that. He's never been in this situation before. It was just a bit too much for him to get those in the back of the net. Whereas look at Real Madrid. That header from Rodrigo, the second one. He headed the ball like this. Yeah. The ball got deflected before it got to him. I don't know where the fuck that ball would have gone if it hadn't got deflected, because it went in the top corner. He would have headed it straight up in the air. But Real Madrid have just got this thing where they know how to win big games. They're comfortable in those moments. They don't give up. They've got every last second waiting for them, and they know how to use all of it without getting, shit in their pants.
Someone's digging out now. Jack Grealish did a tweet 8 years ago saying, "Hala Madrid." Yeah. With loads of Spain flag emojis. So that's doing the rounds again now.
Good luck.
There's now 39,000 likes on that and 8,000 quote tweets.
That's what it's all about,
That's
guys.
what it's all about.
Yes,
go on. That's football. Should we talk about... hang on a minute, I've got another super chat here. Sorry.
Are United in this Champions League final, Jay?
I'm not going to read that out from Jack Carter. Thanks for your super chat, though. Let's not go down that route, but, there might be a point there.
Oh yeah, that's no good. That's no good. That is vile. Very funny, but absolutely vile, Jack. Thank you.
Right, Christopher Nkunku.
Yeah.
As you can see there from the graphic, he's wanted by PSG and United. It will take around 75 million euros, which is around 63 million quid, to convince Leipzig to let him go. Attacking midfielder, so false nine-ish,
very attacking midfielder, can play
modern
sort of
attacker,
across the front line,
which is
almost
what
that sort of Diogo Jota type player where
Yeah.
for one team he might be a sort of number 10, for another team he's a left winger, for another team he can play as a 9. Just that, like I said, that modern forward type player, gets loads of goals, loads of assists. And again, this is, it's an old-fashioned argument, what I'm about to say here, but it's almost become relevant again because it used to be used as just a gut feeling argument, whereas now it's being used as a sort of statistically backed up argument.
Yeah.
My argument is, I worry when players come from the Bundesliga. I don't know if that transition to the Premier League, I think it's proven too many times that big name players that are expensive, that cost a lot of money, that got loads of goals and assists in the Bundesliga, don't translate those goals and assists into the Premier League. The one real top example I can think of in recent years is Kevin De Bruyne, who did do that. But we've looked multiple times, once on the show and once, just in the office at Dortmund's biggest sales, of players who had done ludicrous numbers.
Yeah.
And almost all of them in the top 10. So the top 10 are Dembele to Barcelona, who, yes, he's been injured, but even so, it's not been worth the money. It's been Sancho, who, again, still loads of potential. He's been decent this season, but he's not replicated anywhere near those Dortmund numbers. Then you look at people like Mkhitaryan, Aubameyang, who you could maybe say Aubameyang was decent enough for Arsenal, but, again, had a couple of good years. That's about it. Then it's like Kagawa. The only one in the top 10 where you would say that was definitely worth the money was İlkay Gundogan. That's it. I just worry that the Bundesliga is so different to the Premier League, it seems, especially for attackers.
the ones that go to Bayern, like Mario Götze, Hummels.
But again, it's the same league.
That's what I mean. It's almost like you're not really, there's no risk there, is there?
No.
That's like you're going from one German club to a better,
even Mario
bigger.
Götze wasn't a success.
No, I agree with that. I used to have right rows on bloody Twitter about that in the early days of me being on Twitter. Yeah. But like you said, Mkhitaryan. Who else is there? Diallo. Kagawa. Yeah. Kagawa was meant for him.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? On the clock, wasn't he? And they absolutely adored him there. Came to United and did okay, but certainly wasn't the player that we... Christian Pulisic done okay at
60 million quid, he's not worth it. He's on the bench every week.
Yeah,
the thing
it's
I will
not like
say
he's shone.
And I'm aware of the fact that I'm being a little bit route one with this argument. It's a bit basic in saying that this whole league must be the problem rather than the players and the systems, and I get that. And, if United are probably moving towards a style of play that is more similar to RB Leipzig style of play than Dortmund style of play, and therefore maybe players from that club will be more likely to gel with United. I just worry that stats in the Bundesliga seem to be worth a lot less than they are in the Premier League. That translation, the currency isn't particularly strong from Germany and hasn't been for a number of years now. So that's my main worry with him. But he looks, he plays brilliantly for them and gets loads of goals and assists. So it doesn't surprise me that he's on the radar. I just worry a bit for 75 million quid or 75 million euros. Yeah,
that's the trouble with that is if you are looking around 100 and 150 million quid for our transfer budget. You're looking to bring in 3, maybe 4 players. I think we have to be realistic. I don't think we're going to go with this spending spree of 10 players that some people are suggesting. Then around 40 to 50 million quid is what you're looking at, aren't you, for each one. Once you start spending 60 odd million, 70 million on one of them, then that leaves you less for the other 2, doesn't it? So is he worth that? Is he worth taking the budget away from others? I'm not so sure. It feels like a bit of a gamble. Like you said, decent numbers, bit unknown.
And it's Bild who are reporting it, who are relatively reliable coming out of Germany. So I believe there is interest there.
Yeah.
But whether it goes across the line is one matter, and whether it's a good signing is another one entirely. But again, definitely one to keep an eye on.
Should we move on?
Yes.
Let us know in the chat anyway. Let us know what you think about Christopher Nkunku. Do you agree with Joe? Does it put you off a little bit when you see players from the Bundesliga, who are linked with us, or do you think it's almost irrelevant because
It's player by player.
Yeah, it's player by player, and
Yeah.
I've not given up on Jadon Sancho. I've every hope that Jadon Sancho can tear it up next season, but it does seem that record isn't great. Nick, who runs our blog, Nick Arnand, who's been a member of the Academy for 22 months, says, this is the best I've felt after a football match in a while. Getting lads. I know it's sad, and I know it's a bit pathetic, but it's true. We've got that little to shout about. And let's not forget, right? I spent years watching City fans revel in it when we got knocked out of the Champions League and lost the Champions League. They went absolutely bonkers. And so did Scousers and every other team who's got a little, Bolton fans used to love it when we got knocked out of Europe. So, it is funny.
And it is sad as well, but we were talking before during the game about what's been like the most sort of limbs or the best moment for United this season as a fan watching it, where you got the most excited. And the best we could come up with was West Ham, 1-0 last-minute winner when we still had pretty much nothing to play for, which it was a great moment when Rashford scored that goal, but it wasn't...
Was that the FA Cup?
Was it the FA Cup? No,
was that the FA Cup?
It was Villa we beat in the FA Cup.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was in the league, I think.
Oh, right, sorry.
It may have been the FA Cup, but either
I think
way...
you're right, yeah, it was the league.
And the other one was coming back to beat Atalanta 3-2 in the Champions League group stage. Whilst it was a good result, it's like United have done so little this season to really... even if it was in the FA Cup, beating West Ham and beating Atalanta, we've got battered by Liverpool both times, battered by City both times.
Yeah, you're right, it was Villa.
It's just like, there's been so little to cheer about for United this season.
Because you know what it is as well, those moments are moments, aren't they? Like last-minute goals, and it's like, even our best sort of most exciting games this season, like the first game against Leeds, the other game against Leeds, the win over Newcastle when Ronnie came back, it's not like a moment, a split second, so.
And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed those more than I enjoyed tonight.
Yeah, of course you do. You enjoy
Absolutely.
My point is, there's not been that many great moments.
Enjoy tonight
where you're absolutely going berserk.
Yeah.
Should we move on to more transfer stories? Victor Osimhen even.
Mm-hmm.
Manchester United submit mega money bid. La Repubblica claim that United have already come forward for the 23-year-old striker with an offer of 84 million quid. Now, as reliable as the Repubblica are, whoever they are,
who are they?
They're one of the leading publications somewhere.
Republications.
Yeah, nice. I'm gonna pour a little bit of cold water on this one. I'm not gonna, don't want to be too harsh. He's doing well in Napoli.
Yeah.
13 goals this season in 24 appearances.
In the league?
Yeah, 17 in all competitions in 29 games.
Not bad.
Last season, 10 goals in all competitions in 30 games. But he is a kid. He's 23. So he's getting better, you'd expect. Is he worth the 84 million quid punt?
Yeah. And what I will say again, as we've said a lot about players after the injury-prone season we've had for a lot of United's team, 29 appearances isn't many for this point in the season, is it?
30 on all comps last season.
30 isn't many last season.
No.
Presumably, Napoli are playing roughly 45, 50 games.
Yeah,
He's missing a third of the games there.
He's not done anything to make you think he's worth making him... It's worth, making him our second highest transfer ever.
Yeah.
Behind Pogba. Maybe Maguire with add-ons is a bit more. But it's just not... That's a massive gamble in it, and that just doesn't seem... That would be insane for United to do that. The only reason you do that is if you've got a transfer budget of about 500 million.
Yeah.
And you go, you know what, we'll take a punt on this kid. We've got another 416 million to spend. Mm-hmm. You don't spend what could potentially be over half your transfer budget on a player who's not played more than 30 games in a season for 2 seasons. I mean, he's probably going to end up doing that this season. But it's just a huge gamble. And let's face facts. It's not like he's top of everyone's list, is it?
No, and he was already bought for, I think it was 60 or 70 million by them. He was a big sort of risky signing. And I don't think he's done enough to now be worth more than he was then.
Yeah, someone's saying he was the record,
was
the African transfer. Yeah, he went to Napoli for a club record fee of 70 million euros, potentially rising to 80 million for with add-ons, making him the most expensive African transfer to date. I mean, to me, that's all just irrelevant, I'll be honest with you. My question is, can he do it in the Premier League? Do we think he can lead the line? Is he going to be someone who, is going to come into the team and get us goals? Is he going to be fit each week? And the answer to all those questions is, I don't know.
No.
And I don't think you pay 84 million quid for a don't know. You want something that's a bit more reliable. Yeah. Don't think that one's going to happen, but as always, we will keep you posted.
Have we got a final story, Jay?
Yes, let's go with this one. Evan. Oh no, Makarad and Wan-Bissaka. We'll start with Evan. Go down a little bit. Evan and Ndika. United, if you can get the graphic up for that. United are reportedly looking to upgrade on captain Harry Maguire at the end of the season. And this is the lad from Eintracht Frankfurt, Evan Ndika, as a potential star that United would like to get a closer look at. Again, Kevin Bader of Bild, right, I don't know much about him, but Bild, he tends to be quite, on the ball with certain things, don't we, in Germany? What are you laughing at?
That's quite a good one, that.
What?
I don't think I've seen that before. We've seen United make approach for.
Yeah.
We've seen United prepare bid.
Yeah.
I think one time we saw United prepare to make funds available.
Yeah.
Or prepare to scout.
Prepare to scout was my favourite one.
This one's pretty
prepare
good.
to scout.
United would like to get a closer look at.
Yeah.
Like the FBI agents, and he's the other side of a crowded sort of May Day parade, and they have to go, right, we've got to get a closer look at him. I'm going in. And they run through the crowd. What do you mean, would like to get a closer look at? No. I mean, I can see him. I think he's playing football, but I'm going to have to get a closer look. Have you looked at him or not? How close does this look need to be?
To me, this just feels like, It's just nonsense, isn't it? I feel like. Because you're not even hanging your hat on a story. If you're going to do a story and you've got sources for it, you stand by it, wouldn't you? You'd go, United are preparing a bid is the worst you could say, or United have been scouting him, or United are, are on the verge of making a transfer or whatever. But would like to get a closer look at, like you just explained there. That's like a journalist going, do you know what, bro? I forgot to file a story today to his editor. And his editor's like, I need 400 words on something. And he's gone, I ain't got anything. Yeah. So just make some up. And I'll go, all right, I'll do a story on United always sells.
Or he went, well, Newcastle meant to be looking at this and Dick again. Okay, yeah, do that. Put United's name.
Put United on it, because no one cares about Newcastle over there. Come on, let's just make it United. And he's like, well, United aren't in for him, so shall I just say that maybe they'll look at him?
Well, don't say they'll look at him, because that suggests
maybe, but don't say maybe they'll look at him.
No, let's say that they'd like to get a closer look at him.
All right, yeah, would like to, because that is unquantifiable.
Yeah.
Would like to get a closer look at.
Because also it suggests that they've had some sort of look at them, but doesn't reveal the distance at which that look was taken, but merely suggests that it was a bit too fucking far away to make any decisions, Jay. So they've had some sort of look. That look could well have been Football Manager, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was. That look, actually, could be them watching this video now. That could be the first look, when United's scouting department watching this, seeing who they should buy. Yeah. So there you go, there's your look at him. But would you like to get a closer look? I bet you would, wouldn't you?
Should we wrap it up there anyway?
Yes.
It's late, and it's a late night.
Oh, it's a late one, Jay, but it's worth it.
Why is it late, Joe?
Because Manchester City were 2 goals up with 1 minute to go in the Champions League semi-final, and they're out. That's why it's late, because we were up watching Manchester City bottle, blow, lose a 2-goal lead with 1 minute to go. So you're welcome, everyone. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you. Thanks to Last Man Standing. Don't forget as well, there's a link in the description to BetVictor and their Last Man Standing. Get involved in the comments in the chat. Let them know that Stretford Paddock sent you. Go and find Joe Smith, Joe Smith 93. You know where to find him on Twitter. You know where to see me, Jay Motti. I'll be back tomorrow morning with the news, and the news will be mostly about Manchester United.
Yes.
We might have a little more, another giggle, a little City. Why not? Hey, it's all good fun, innit? Thanks for watching.